Okay, we are going to talk about the structure of the nephron today. You are going to need a ton of colors and highlighters. This is the time I learned to use highlighters for coloring because very intense structure. So I'm going to color first and then talk about what each thing does second. So the first thing is the Bowman's capsule, which is part of the glomerulus, and it surrounds. So the Bowman's capsule, which is right here, surrounding the glomerulus. The next part is the glomerulus. That's this little area here, the sorting area. The next part is the renal artery. And this is the one that's kind of complicated because it connects each and every nephron together. And then there is the renal vein. And the next piece, we're going to go up to the top, is the proximal convoluted tubules. This is when you have to remember your terms proximal and distal. Proximal closer to the body, convoluted tubule, because it's all sorts of twisty. Like a crazy straw. And then this connects into the loop of Henle. The D section, sending section, the loop itself, because it's a loop, and then the A sending section. And then we have the distal convoluted tubule, which is right here, all sorts of twisty. Okay, and then we have the collecting duct, which is this right here. So named because it collects all the urine off of each and every nephron. So there's nephrons attached to all of them. And then we have the peritubular capillaries. Doing what capillaries do. If you notice, they're all wrapped around doing their collecting job. So let's talk about what each one of these do. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see what I'm writing. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the Bowman's capsule. Its job, sort and filter. So what stays and what goes, waste versus nutrients. Okay, and that all really does take place in the glomerulus. And since we notice this has a direct attachment from an artery, so this is picking up all of that, and then it's going to dump into this peritubular capillary. So it's going to take all the waste out, sort what needs to go back right into the bloodstream. It's a pretty quick system, the glomerulus, sorting out and sending back stuff to the body. Sorts and returns nutrients to the body. Okay, and then the renal artery. Job is what all arteries' jobs are: oxygenate blood, to the kidney, and then, but this is unfiltered. So all the stuff that needs to get taken out is going to get taken out on this side, kind of like with the lymphatic system. And then the renal vein, of course, is going to take that deoxygenated blood that is now clean and filtered back to the body, even though it's not really blood, but that blood's going to go there. Because eventually this peritubular capillary is going to grab all that and send it back. So basically what stays, right, glucose and proteins, what leaves, water and salts are maybes, but then it's going to get rid of the waste. So the loop of Henle, this big, long, twisted thing, is really the major filtering system for the excess. So its job is to filter out the waste and the nutrients, whatever's left, because your body is constantly changing, trying to maintain homeostasis. And so it is doing that. So sometimes at one point your body doesn't need it, and then it gets caught right here and sent right back in case, oops, wait, changed your mind. So your body can be as fickle as it wants. So the proximal convoluted tubule, whose nickname is the PTC, because who wants to say all that all the time, is also all about sorting. Okay, what stays and goes. So if it needs to go back to the bloodstream, it gets picked up by the capillaries. If it needs to get back into, if it's going to go down into waste, it goes into the loop of Henle. So this is kind of that sorting system to help grab maybe the last second stuff, and then the loop of Henle kind of snags the rest of it. And then the distal convoluted tubule is basically saying it's going out as waste, and its nickname, of course, is the DCT. What's that? Not PCT. DCT, PCT. A little dyslexic moment there. PCT. DCT, this is where we're collecting the waste. Waste that's going to go become urine. So mainly, a lot of it's mainly urea, but there's other proteins and stuff that your body doesn't need. And then the collecting duct is doing exactly what it says it's collecting. I don't know where my green marker just, oh, it's on the ground. So this is collecting the urine into the renal pelvis. And then those peritubular capillaries are going to return whatever nutrients and remaining materials need to go back to the body. So returns nutrients and remaining blood cells, anything that's left. They snuck through. To the body. So that's the nephron. This crazy looking thing is all about sorting. So it uses twisted shapes to increase surface area, and you have millions of these in every single medulla and millions in your kidneys.